Hey guys, welcome to the video and welcome to the part 3 of SQL Alchemy with Python. So we last video we created a database. We have the database right here. We have two people inside, Saumil, Vivek, and in their ages 24 and 25 respectively. Now we're gonna learn how to query those kind of data, and let's get started. So let me just try to close all of that. So we were in database 2.py. Remember we created this database, all of that code essentially. Let me just clear the terminal. So now in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to query those data back with Python, of course. I'm going to create a function. So let's say define query. We're going to write all my queries inside that function. For now, let's say pass and call that function query. Remember that. Save it because so once you've done with that, now we need to do like query the stuff. So how do we do that? It's pretty easy, not that difficult. Let me bring up my notes. I usually forget all of that. So the first one that I want to show you is query all. So what it does is basically let me say. So first of all, you have to say data is equal to remember the class name was what? Person, right? So we can say query and we can say that's all, right? And remember this will print out the data because why? We created this function, this is how in the format it's gonna print it out. So let me just add few dots here. So in the output also you would see that. Just gonna save it, and if I sorry for that. So if I try to print it, save it quickly, clear the terminal, Python 3 database.py, and here you see, so we have name as Saumil, his age is 24, then we have the dots, remember because we wrote this function, then we have name is Vivek, age is 25, and so on. So this is how you do a simple query. Now I want to show you some more stuff. How do you do a query where name is equal to Saumil? I want to be very more specific on my data. So what is the SQL statement? Select everything from the table where we use where clause, where name is equal to question mark, then you supply the name. This is not your SQL, but you have to do it. This is a more Pythonic way. So let me add this to the code. So it's kind of like a separator. So copy that, paste that, copy paste. All right, so we essentially do that, and now what we need to do is basically we need to query, right? So I'm going to define new variable data1 is equal to name of the class. Remember we always do that, person dot, we can say query, and now we want to filter by, so we're going to use a command known as filter underscore by, right, where name is equal to, I'm gonna say Saumil. So from the database, hey, only give me those name where name is equal to Saumil. So let's try to run this quickly. Want to increase my brightness. Yep, that's better. I can actually see it. So save it, clear the terminal, run Python command. Alright, so it did not run. It did run, of course. This is the first statement. Now here you can see when we run this is a kind of like an object, right? So it's giving you the SQL query that is executing on the back end. So select people ID as people, and here you can see where from people where people dot name is equal to question mark. This is the entire SQL query, right? This is all it's doing on the back end, So if you want to grab the data from that, I'm not sure. Is this the command? I'm not sure. Seriously. I think so. It's all. I'm not sure. Let's try out. We'll come to know. We all are learning, right? Alright, here you see where Saumil and age is equal to 24. Where you said select the only data where name is Saumil. So that's how you get do a filter by. You can also say by age is equal to 24. Where age, remember 24. Save it. Run it, clear it, and run it. So here you see we get the data again. When age is 24, we get the SQL query. Now what if we do something where age is of course 200 years? So what will it give? None, false, what it does? So we want to see what it does. So if we run this query again, here you see we get a blank. So if I try to print the type. So we want to see, because when we are doing query we want to make sure, because if we know what kind of data we are getting it, then we can say, hey, if data is none, then do this. Oops, sorry for that. So clear that all. So it's a list basically, so it returns a blank list, remember. So what I can do is data 3 person dot query and dot get, and essentially we're gonna get the ID. So we want to get the second element in that of that person, the first person. So if I run this here, you can see it's Sawmill, but if I just want to know his ID, so just try to run this. So his ID is 1. If I want to know his age, this is how you do select, get the specific columns. So his age is 24, or you can say filter by also. You can add various syntax here. So now let me show you how to select a specific columns in this. So I want to select a specific column, only that column should be selected. So you can say something like data 4 is equal to some model name, so that is person dot, you can say query, so query, then you can say dot with underscore entities, entities, and then you can say whatever model do you have. So I just want to select the first column, that is the name column, and I want to filter by, and I'm gonna say filter by, and where I can say age is equal to 24. Just try to run this and see if it works. Print data 4, so dot all, of course. So quickly let's see if this works. So here you see we have selected only the name column from the entire database. So to do that, the command is with entities, some class name, then the whatever columns or column name you have. Then you can also filter by. You can also do something like name is equal to Sawmill. So save it. So if I do this, you can see it returns a blank list, because remember in my database it was Sawmill, the S was capital. So if I try to run it again, we got the data back. That's it for this tutorial. Hope you guys are enjoying it. This is the part 3 of SQL Alchemy with Python. Have questions, post them in the comment section below, and I shall try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for your love, support on my YouTube channel. As usual, see you guys in the next video, or maybe in the part 4 where we would be doing delete and update stuff like that. Thank you for watching.